All right, shalom, 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 family. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sadie, daughter of Yah, and on this channel, I talk about walking in your purpose and shifting your mindset in order for you to do the thing that the Most High has placed on your heart to do. If that sounds like something that's interesting to you, something that resonates with you, subscribe to the channel, click that notification bell so that you can be notified when new videos are posted, and also give the video a like. All right. And so today we're going to be talking about mindset. And I want to talk about mindset from John chapter 5, verses 1 through 9. Right. And so everything that we do here on this channel, we always reference the Most High's word. And so the Most High's word is our source, right? It's our playbook. It's our guide, and how we go about governing ourselves. Okay. And so, so let's talk about mindset from John chapter 5, verses 1 through 9. Right. And I'm going to read it and then we'll start discussing. All right. And it says, after this, I'm going to start at verse 2. And it says, now there is at Jerusalem by the sheep market a pool, which is called by the Hebrew tongue Bethesda, having 5 porches. In these lay a great multitude of impotent folk, of blind, halt, withered, waiting for the moving of the water. For an angel went down at a certain season into the pool and troubled the water. Whosoever then first, after the troubling of the water, stepped in was made whole of whatsoever disease he had. And a certain man was there which had an infirmity 38 years. When Yahusha saw him lie and knew that he had been now a long time in that place, he said unto him, will you be made whole? The impotent man answered him, Sir, I have no man when the water is troubled to put me into the pool. But while I am coming, another steps down before me. Yahusha said unto him, Rise, take up your bed, and walk. And immediately the man was made whole, and took up his bed, and walked. And on the same day was the Sabbath. And all praises to the Most High Yah for the reading of his word. All right, family, so let's get into it. What we're talking about here, we're talking about mindset. And I know you might be like, well, Sadie, what does this have to do with mindset? The guy is talking about healing and getting his healing and how he wasn't able to step down into the pool, into the water in time enough to get his healing. But I want to talk about his mindset and what may have been holding him back, right? What may have been holding him back, because remember, he's been there for 38 whole years, right? It's not like he went there, 1 or 2 times and then he was able to get into the pool. But no, he was there 38 years when Yahusha had saw him there, right? And Yahusha knew how long he had been there, right? And so when we talk about infirmity, that infirmity is a want of strength, a weakness, right? Weakness or feebleness, right? And in his case, it's talking about sickness, right? But I want to put across or have us to consider other things aside from sickness, right? It's at a moment of weakness, a moment of feeling hopeless, a moment of feeling like there's no brighter side ahead, right? There's no positive gain at the end of this road, right? And so I want us to think about it in terms of that. But in this guy's case, is talking about it in terms of his sickness, right? But I want us to consider, right? I want us to consider in terms of weakness, right? In terms of hopelessness. And what did Yahusha say when he saw him, right? And so the word says that Yahusha saw him lying there and he knew how long he had been there, right? And so when Yahusha saw him, he took a full inventory of what was going on with him, right? And when he did that, he knew that he had been there a long time. Now, I don't know if it was because of his appearance, right? How he was looking, or, maybe he set up shop in this space that he was in. I don't know what the environment that he had set up or he was in, what it looked like that may have given Yahusha maybe an indication of how long he's been there, or it could be that Yahusha is just Yahuwah and he just knows. Right? He just knows how long that he has been there. And he had an appointment, right? A divine appointment with Yahusha. Right? A divine appointment with Yahusha to receive his healing. Right? And so Yahusha asked him a very important question. And I think it is a question that we too have to ask if we find ourselves in that space of feeling hopeless, in that space of feeling weak, in that space of feeling that we won't be able to make it, or we can't make it, right? And he asked him, will you be made whole, right? He didn't ask him if he wanted to be healed, right? If he wanted to be whole, he asked him, do you believe that you can be healed, right? Do you believe that you can be healed? And this is what the man answered him and said. The man answered him and said, well, I have no help. Right? There's nobody to help me into the water. And sometimes when we're in spaces of weakness and we're in spaces of hopelessness, that's what we feel like. We feel like there's no help, right? I'm lonely. I'm by myself. There's no one here to help me, right? But the man didn't realize who he was speaking with, right? He didn't realize that he was speaking to Yahusha. Hallelujah. He didn't realize that he was speaking to the one who would lay down his life for his sins, that he would be able to be healed, right? That he would be able to be delivered. Even beforehand, Yahusha was speaking to him about healing, even before he laid down his life for him, right? And so that in itself is a divine appointment. That in itself is mercy and grace. That in itself is amazing, right? And so the man said, I have no help. When the water is troubled, nobody is there to help me get into the water, right? When hard times come, or when things look a little shaky, or when things look down and out, and when things are looking hopeless, I don't have anybody to help me out of this situation, right? These are the things that one could be thinking about, right? These are the things that somebody may be considering. That no one is there to help me. And he also said, but while I'm coming, while I am going down, while I am making my way to the pool, somebody gets in there before me. They cut me off at the path, right? At the pass. They just jump in there before I can get in there, right? And so that's something that we can also think about in our own journeys as well. When we're making our way, the Most High, if he gives us when the Most High gives us a purpose, right? And we're making our way, we're doing the things that he gave us to do. And on our journey, on our way of getting there, something happens. Something happens where we feel as though we are not going to make it. Something happens where we're feeling as if there's no hope there's no reason and no need to move forward from here, right? Whatever it is, whatever roadblock, whatever wall, whatever thing that you hit up against, whether it be fear, whether it be self-doubt, limiting beliefs, negative thinking, right? No matter what it is that you hit up against, something stops you in your tracks and renders you immobile, right? And when you get into that space, how do you get out of it? How do you get out of it? How do you make your way through it? Right? This man says that when he went and while he was trying to go, someone would cut him off, right? And so whatever it is that's coming to that's interjecting itself into your path, right? It's cutting you off. Right. And so you're moving, you were super pumped up. You were super excited. You were motivated and you were like, I'm going to go and do this thing. And you were even in the process of doing it. But something, you ran up against something. You came up against something and it brought you to a standstill. It cut you off. It told you that you cannot go any further than here. And family, that may be your mindset, right? Your way of thinking, right? Because if it's fear, that means that you're believing that the thing that you're afraid of is true. The thing that you're afraid of happening is valid, right? But the Most High hasn't given us the spirit of fear, right? He's given us the spirit of power and love and of sound mind, right? That spirit of fear doesn't come from him, right? That spirit of timidity doesn't come from him. And so what we have to do is know how to overcome fear so that when we're going about our journey, right? When we're making our way and we hit up against that roadblock or we hit up against that wall, that we know how to navigate it so that we will be able to continue going, right? Because something stopped him, something slowed him down from getting to the pool, and he just said it was another person. Another person got there. But 38 years, I always thought to myself, why didn't he move a little closer to the pool? Right? Why didn't he just hang out on the edge of the pool? Like, were there rules? Were there rules that you can't get any closer to the pool but this far? Like, right? And so if you really want something, right? I was always told growing up, if you really want to do something, you'll figure out a way to get it done, right? You'll make it happen, right? But there was something that was holding him back. And Yahusha, I believe he saw it and he knew how long he had been in that state, right? Not only in that state physically in his body, but in that state mentally in his way of thinking. And he asked him a question, will you be made whole? Right? Will you be made whole? Will you believe that it is possible for you to do? Will you believe that healing is possible for you? Right? And so I want us to take a look at that when we're going about our journey to do the thing that the Most High gave us to do, and we hit up against a wall or a roadblock. Do we stop there? Do we say it's not possible? Do we, like, what excuses do we give as to why we can't push forward, as to why we can't make it through to the other side, right? Or are we going to come into agreement with the word of the Most High that says that we can do all things through Mashiach, who gives us the strength to do them, right? Are we going to come in agreement with the word of the Most High who sent us on this journey in the first place? Right? The Most High is the one that gave us the wonderful ideas. He's the one that gave us the vision, the dream, right? He's the one that gave it to us. And so if he gave it to us, that means that we are able to accomplish them. That means that we're able to do them, right? And no good thing will he withhold, from those that he has sent on a journey. If the Most High has sent you somewhere, then that means he's going to equip you, or he has equipped you with all that you need to get the job done. You don't have to worry about how I will get it done, or if I have enough skills, or if I have enough talent. Like, you have it all. Right? Now, you might have to go to school and learn some things, right? Or you might have to get, maybe have a counselor or something like that to learn some things, but he give you the mental capacity to take it in and absorb it, right? The mental capacity to take it in and absorb it, right? To understand it easily. There's some things that people can talk about where they get it, just that they get it easy, where it would take someone else, some time to kind of figure it out and let it settle in. Right? But everything is done according to your calling, according to your purpose. And if your purpose is to, say, open up a business, that means the Most High is giving you a desire for business. That means that when things are happening in the business world, you get excited about it. You get excited about it. Whereas if the Most High is giving someone else a purpose in terms of let's say maybe art or creativity things, right? If he's given them that purpose, then guess what? Business wouldn't excite them too much as creating something would, right? And so there's a difference. So the Most High gives us a desire to do those things according to our purpose that he's put in us, right? If you are a singer, the Most High would give you a desire to sing, right? Where if I'm an architect, maybe I don't have a desire to sing, but I do have a desire to build some things and put some things together, And so those are the things that I'm talking about. And so how do we overcome those roadblocks? How do we push past that way of thinking so that we'll be able to continue on in our journey. And I want us to look at what Yahusha told him once he said this to him, how he told Yahusha, I don't have anybody to help me into this water. I don't have anybody that's going to hold my hand and walk me through. And even when I attempt to go to try to do it, somebody cuts me off and they make it into the pool before me, right? But Yahusha answered him and he said, rise, right? Rise, get up. Get up from that place, right? And rise is really like a command, right? It's a one-word command, rise, right? It's get up from that place. Stop thinking that way. Believe in your healing. Believe in your breakthrough. Believe that it's possible. And that's the same thing that we need to do. When we hit up against a wall, when we hit up against fear, self-doubt, limits and beliefs, we need to rise above it. Rise up, get up from that space, right? And believe that the Most High has better for us. Believe his word and that his word is true. Now, I'm telling you that if you don't have the word in you, sometimes, well, all the time, it's going to be hard for you to pull from the word if you don't have it in you. And so I would say, make sure that you're taking in the word of the Most High Yah daily, right? Joshua chapter 1, verse 8, it says, meditate in the word both day and night. Day and night, right? And so you're going to need the word of the Most High Yah to get you through every single step of your life, every single step, right? The word of the Most High is true. It's a light, it's a lamp to your feet, it's a light for your path, right? And so rise up is what Yahusha told him. Get up from that space. Stop thinking that way, right? Believe that your healing is possible, right? And so you have the ability to choose, right? And so he gave him a choice in that moment when he told him to rise. You can either get up, rise up above this thing, or you can stay in that space for another year and be there for 39 years, right? 40 years, into however long it take you, right? You can either rise up or you can stay stuck in that space. And so in that instance, we have a choice. We have a choice in the matter. It's never to a point where we're hopeless, right? We always have opportunity. We always have a choice, and that's our power, right? No one can make the choice but you. Right? And the next thing that he told him is to take up his bed, right? Change your way of thinking. Get out of that place of comfortability, right? Take up your bed, clean up that space, pack up that thing, put away that helpless mindset, right? Roll it up, right? The bed that he was laying on, Yahusha said, roll it up, put it up, put it away. Don't come back here anymore. Don't come back to this space. When you have a bed that's there, that means that you're there always. It's a comfortable spot, right? He found himself in a comfortable space, right? 38 years he's been hanging out in this space, right? He's been laying on this bed. The Most High, the word of the Most High says that Yahusha, when he saw him, he knew how long he had been there. And so he definitely had made himself comfortable in that space, especially having been there 38 years. Right? And so how long has it been that you have had this mindset of, I can't? How long has it been that you have had this mindset that it's not possible for me? How long have you had this mindset that even though I try, something always happens and it never works out, and so I just don't do it, right? How long have you been there, right? I pray that it has not been 38 years, but if so, Yahusha says that you are able to get up, you're able to rise, you're able to come out from that way of thinking, right? Rise above it and begin to apply the word of the Most High Yah to that situation. The Most High Yah tells you that you can do all things through Yahusha HaMashiach, right? He tells you to be of good courage. He tells you not to fear, right? He tells you to remember everything that he has done for you. Remember how he's brought you through. Remember, Remember, right? There's some things that the Most High has done for you in your life already, right? That proves to you, that should prove to you that he is more than able, right? That should prove to you that, hey, the Most High Yah is able to bring me through this situation for sure because he's done this thing before. And if he did it then he can do it even now. Right? And so Yahusha told him, take up your bed, change your way of thinking, get out of that place of comfortability, clean up, pack up, put away that helpless mindset to receive your healing, to receive your breakthrough. You're going to have to walk it by faith. You're going to have to walk it by faith, family. When the Most High gives you your purpose, right? Even when you go and you start your journey, you begin to walk. If things don't work out the way that you want them to, or have seen them to, or imagine them to, you're going to have to continue on by faith. Knowing that the Most High is giving you this idea, he's giving you this vision, and because he's giving it to you, that means that you are more than able to get it done. And this roadblock, this wall, this bump in the road will not keep you from moving forward. Either we're going to go around it, we're going to break it down, we're going to do whatever that we have to do, but we're going to continue our journey. And that is what the enemy wants. He wants to put roadblocks in the way to keep you from moving forward. He wants to put roadblocks in the way and walls up to make you believe that there is no way forward. But the devil is a liar. He is a liar and the truth is not in him, right? And so even in your words, you have the power to loose, right? You have the power to bind. You have the power to break down. You have the power to overcome. You are a conqueror, right? But you have to believe it. You have to believe it, and you have to be willing to walk by faith. So even though it doesn't look away, you're still pressing forward, right? Even though it doesn't look like, it's going to happen, doesn't mean it's not going to happen, right? You have to be willing to look past it, right? Willing to look past it and believing the word of the Most High Yah that he spoke to you concerning the thing, right? So Yahusha gave him a command. Either you're going to believe and obey, right? You're going to rise and you're going to get up. You're going to pack it up and put it away, or you're not going to believe and you're going to remain stuck for another 38 years, stuck in that same space, stuck. And sis, I don't want you to be stuck. I want you to rise above it. I want you to understand that your words have power. I want you to know that your mindset shift, you are one decision away from your breakthrough. Just that one shift in your thinking can open a door that have you go and go on and do the thing that the Most High is calling you to do. That's all it is. And so Yahusha saw what state he was in, and he knew his mindset and why he remained stuck there. And he said to him, walk, right? And so not only did he tell him to get up, right? Not only did he tell him to change his way of thinking, not only did he tell him to take up that bed, wrap it up, roll it up, put it away, he also told him to begin to walk again, to begin to move, right? And so remember, he said, well, every time I would try, somebody would cut me off. But Yahusha came to him and told him, begin walking. All praises to the Most High. Begin walking, begin moving forward, right? Because now I'm here. Now I have entered into the equation. And though the impotent man may not have known who he was speaking to, Yahusha was in the building, Yahusha was in the building. And when he is added to the equation, things shift. When Yahusha is added to the equation, things change. Hallelujah. And so he told him, rise, take up your bed and walk. Right? Begin moving forward. Make your way. Begin your process, your progress, right? Conduct yourself and your thoughts differently. Begin to shift your way of thinking, right? Let this mind be in you that is in Yahushua HaMashiach, right? Hallelujah. Be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed. Why? How? By the renewing of your mind, right? Begin the process of shifting your way of thinking. Start moving again. Start walking forward. Take one step. I'm going to tell you, family, when you take one step, the Most High Yah will take multiple steps, right? There's a lot of if-then statements in the word of the Most High Yah, right? He said, if you will do this thing, then I'll do this. If you will do this, then I'm going to do this for you, right? And so the Most High definitely wants you to be involved in the process, right? But you first have to have a made up mind. You first have to make that decision that this is the direction that I'm going to go in. This is the thing that I'm going to do. I'm going to believe the word of the Most High Yah. I'm going to trust him in the things that he spoke concerning me. And I'm going to walk by faith, even though it doesn't look like I'll be able to make it. I'm going to believe that the thing that he told me will come to pass because he said so. And when the Most High Yah sends forth his word, it shall not return to him void, but it will accomplish. It will accomplish everything that he has set it out to accomplish. It won't return to him void, family. It's going to do the thing he told it to do. Hallelujah, right? And so when you take a step, the Most High Yah will take multiple steps, right? But you have to make the first move. You have to make a choice. You have to be willing to change and say no more, right? I won't sit in this space anymore. I won't believe it's not possible for me anymore. I won't think this is my lot in life and I'll just have to deal with it. I'm not going to think that anymore, right? The decision lies with you. Right? You are only one decision away from your breakthrough, one decision away from from walking in all that the Most High Yah has in store for you, right? So rise up, family. Take up your bed and begin to walk. Commit your ways to the Most High Yah and follow him, right? You're going to need his word. You're going to need his Torah to do this, right? Right? Not by might, not by power, but by the Spirit of the Most High Yahuwah. You can do it, right? Verse 9, it states, and immediately the man was made whole, right? He took up his bed and he walked, right? And it says immediately he was made whole. At what point was he made whole, right? The only thing that's missing here is when Yahusha told him to rise, right? And so at the moment when Yahusha told him to rise, he came into agreement with the word of the Most High Yah. When Yahusha said rise, he said yes. When Yahusha said rise, he said, I will. Right? And it was at that moment, even though he had not taken up his bed yet, it was at that moment that he said, okay, now you will be whole. Now you will be made whole, right? Because now you've come into agreement with the Most High Yah's word, right? You've made up your mind that this is the thing that I'm going to do, even though I have not fully walked it out yet, right? And so immediately the man was made whole. Then he took up his bed and walked. He didn't receive his healing after he picked up his bed or after he began to walk. No, he was made whole at the moment he believed, at the moment he came into agreement with the word of Yahusha. When Yahusha told him to rise, he made a decision in that moment that he would do it. That he would rise, that he would get up, that he would believe for his healing. And because of that decision, he experienced his breakthrough. Because of that decision, he experienced his healing and his life was forever changed, right? So he had to believe for his healing. He had to trust Yahusha's word and he had to walk by faith and not by sight. And that's all that I have for us today, family. I pray that this word was a blessing to you and that we will begin to shift our mindset and believe the word of the Most High Yah, right? Believe the word of the Most High Yah and what it says concerning us, and the things that the Most High revealed to us, the things that he shows us concerning our purpose, concerning our calling, concerning the things that he wants you to do. We have to believe that no matter what it is that he's asking us to do, that we are able to do it. And whatever obstacle, whatever challenge, whatever roadblock that meets us in the way, right? We always return back to the word of the Most High Yah and see what it is that he told us in the beginning. Before we started off on this journey, and hold tight to that. And with that information, we come into agreement with it, and we take it and we move forward with it, right? Repeating and saying the things that the Most High Yah has told us, right? And so if he's told you that you can start a business, he's shown you in a vision that you are a business owner, you can say when you reach a roadblock, when you reach a pivoting point, you can say the Most High says that I am a businesswoman. The Most High says that I am an entrepreneur, and I'm a successful entrepreneur. Why? Because he showed it to me, right? Why? Because he spoke it to me, and I believe every word that he says. And because I believe it, I'm moving forward, right? And when you begin to move and walk and talk like that, family, there's no stopping you. There's no stopping you. You will do the things that the Most High Yah has called you to do, and you will leave here empty. I love you guys. That's all that I have for today. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until next time, Most High willing, I see you then. Shalom.